A storm doesn't ask permission before it tears through the sky. A hurricane doesn't politely knock before it rips apart everything in its path. And in the same brutal, unapologetic fashion, blessing Awodibu, the boogeyman, has erupted into the world of bodybuilding. He is not simply another competitor, not merely a man lifting iron in pursuit of aesthetics. He is a spectacle, a walking thunderclap, a raw force of chaos wrapped in muscle and charisma, the birth of a showstopper. Blessing's journey was never meant to be quiet. From the beginning, he was built to shock, to stun, to terrify his rivals. Born in Nigeria and raised in Ireland, his very identity carved a path of duality, blending cultures, energies, and a hunger for greatness that could never be silenced. For some, bodybuilding is a sport. For Blessing, it became a battlefield, a stage where his very existence screamed, "You cannot ignore me." The rise of the boogeyman. In the iron temples of bodybuilding, there are athletes who build their bodies in silence, sculpting themselves like monks. Blessing, however, did not come cloaked in silence. He came roaring, cracking jokes, stirring up rivalries, and backing it all up with an otherworldly physique. His presence was magnetic. Social media did not create him, it amplified him. His outrageous skits, jaw-dropping workouts, and thunderous personality turned him into a global phenomenon before he even stepped on the biggest stages. Imagine this, a man so shredded, so monstrous, that his very shadow looks like a nightmare, yet so charismatic he can make millions laugh. That paradox is Blessing Awodibu. The early battles and the brutal reality, but charisma alone does not win trophies. Blessing's early years in the professional circuit were marked by both promise and pain. When he finally made his debut, the world expected fireworks, a nuclear explosion of dominance. Instead, what unfolded was a reality check soaked in sweat and disappointment. The judges weren't impressed. The critics sharpened their knives. The whispers in the bodybuilding world grew louder. He's just hype, just a social media clown, nothing more. For many, those words would have been the death blow, but for Blessing, they were fuel. The boogeyman doesn't crawl back into the shadows. He thrives in the darkness until it's time to pounce again. The transformation Blessing disappeared from the spotlight for a time, but not because he was broken. He was plodding, grinding, bleeding under the iron with vengeance in his veins. And when he returned, it was not as the same man. He came back with a physique so complete, so monstrous, that even the harshest critics choked on their words. His shoulders became cannonballs of destruction. His legs, once criticized, grew into pillars of granite. His waist, tight, sharp, weaponized. Blessing Awodibu had transformed from entertainer into executioner. He was no longer the man you laughed with on social media. He was the man who would obliterate your favorite bodybuilder on stage. The clash of titans. The bodybuilding stage is not a place for the faint of heart. It's not lights and applause. It's war disguised in tanning oil and posing trunks. Blessing embraced that war like a gladiator. When he stepped under the stage lights, he wasn't simply flexing muscle. He was summoning chaos. His chest heaved like a war drum, veins pulsing like rivers of fire. Every pose was a threat. Every smile was a dagger. And then came the rivalries. He clashed with names bigger than him, louder than him, but never more fearless than him. He called them out, mocked them, and then dared them to stand against him. Blessing wasn't just competing, he was rewriting the script of what it means to be a bodybuilder in the modern age. The legend of the boogeyman. Why? The boogeyman. Because he became the figure others whispered about in the dark. He became the one rivals feared to meet on stage, the one who could steal the crowd with a single smirk. To fans, he was entertainment and excellence fused together. To competitors, he was a nightmare in human form, a reminder that charisma plus muzzle is a weapon deadlier than size alone. Blessing is more than just a man with shredded abs and colossal arms. He is the living embodiment of shock value, a performer who thrives on turning every stage into a battlefield of emotion.